electric boogaloo.
You see the truth behind the veil, and you know that they're just looking for attention. Oh, you don't let the ruthlessness prevail. Oh, it's time now, light your fires for ascension. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. They let you down, but you get up. They let you drown, but you don't stop. You show you're a phoenix. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix. You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. Whoa, you've hid your fury and kept it in. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Game Week 9 deadline stream. Gabriel is a doubt. Gabriel is a doubt for Game Week 9. And I know everyone's first thought is, it's Arteta. He lies all the time. He'll be absolutely fine. He may well play, right? He's only a doubt, so he could play. But I think we've got to start taking Arteta at face value. I personally don't believe he's been that terrible in terms of team news for quite a while now, compared to what we used to get in the past. So Gabriel got subbed early in the Champions League. He was seen stretching his thigh, etc., before he came off. So there's obviously a slight issue there. And now they're not sure if he's going to play this week. Now, he'd probably be fine. If you're on wildcard, I would probably have him. If you got him, I wouldn't sell him. But it is a bit annoying. Make sure you've got your bench in order. I've got... Oh, my team. I've got 2 red flags. Anderson and Evan Nilsson are both out. And I've only got Lacroix on the bench. If Gabriel misses out, I've got Lacroix coming on. And I think I'm rolling. I think I'm rolling. To be honest. So I could do something like Lacroix to Keane, which would give me a better backup on the bench, and then Reinders to Enzo. But then it prices me out of doing Evan Nilsson to Mateta next week. And just before I came on, to stream, I had another look at Palace's fixtures just to remind myself how good they are. I really want Mateta or Sarr next week. Preferably Mateta, I think. I really want Mateta. I don't think I can go into this run without him, which I kind of wish I thought back in Game Week 6 when I sold the guy. But there we go. You know, it's 3 home games in 4. Brentford, Brighton, Man United. Wolves away, Burnley away. Between 10 and 14. I just think I really want him. And therefore, I'm going to get him next week. Why don't you go over Nilsson to Mateta this week? Yeah, but Mateta's not a huge upgrade this week, right? On Reinders or Dewsbury Hall or Paquetá. You could argue he's better than all of them. But in a massive way, when he's got to play Arsenal away, I'm not so sure about that. I could do it, by the way. I could do Evan Nilsson to Mateta to give myself a better bench, but yeah. So I don't think I'm going to get Mateta this week. I think I'm going to roll to 3 free transfers. As a Palace fan, Mateta looks knackered. Yeah, that thought has crossed my mind. Like, he played the full game midweek. He'll probably play the full game against Arsenal. Then he'll probably play the full game in the Carabao Cup. Then he'll probably play at the weekend. So it is a bit of a worry. But I don't know. I don't know if I can really worry too much about that. Like, am I really not going to buy him because he looks tired? Because we got no way of calculating whether that's going to mean a benching soon or anything, really. We're just guessing. And, like, I don't mind guessing in FPL. But I want to see... I need something substantial to back it up. Free hit, no chance. No chance. So, yeah, I think I'm going to roll. I don't know. Like, Havertz, I don't think is going to be back before the international break. So, your crash is not a massive problem, even though I prefer Saka. I don't know. I do not know. Well, I could do Evan Nilsson to Krupi or Guiu and then Reinders up to Enzo Fernandez. I just don't know about Enzo. I think he's fine, but I'm just not that excited about him. I could, by the way, do Evan Nilsson to João Pedro and then do João Pedro to Mateta next week. That's something else I've looked at. But I think Reinders will start. So, do I need to go out of my way to bench Reinders? I don't know. My head is absolutely fried on this because I've looked forward to like game week 14, 15, and there is a chance that there's like a lot of transfers just going to get saved up that I don't need. which kind of makes me want to spend them now. I'm not completely sure. The thing is, if I go Enzo, I'm not getting... If I go Enzo, my only Palace player next week is Lacroix. I'm doing the same move. João Pedro this week straight to Mateta. Yeah, I don't hate it, honestly. If I had money for Reinders to Enzo, would I do it? I mean, I can get money for that move, and I'm probably not going to do it. Funnily, before the rolling 5 became a thing, you 100% would have used your 2 frees today. Well, obviously, yeah, because I would have lost them otherwise, right? Or I would at least use 1. But the thing is, the fact that we can roll up to 5 transfers makes rolling... Like, rolling is never a terrible option, right? I mean, okay, here's the worst case scenario. Well, it's maybe not the worst case, but here's a bad scenario that I thought about. I roll... And next week when I want to buy Mateta, he's not an option. Let's say he gets injured or something. And then I have to go and buy, I don't know, Enzo before Spurs away, which is not as good as before Sunderland at home. But then I could just buy Sarr instead. And maybe even go and buy Munoz somehow. I don't know how, by the way, but... So, like rolling is never going to be terrible because you've always got an extra transfer to deal with stuff the week after, right? So yeah, obviously, if it was old rules, I would use at least 1 transfer this week, probably both. Like, if I had 2 transfers and this was season before last, I'd be doing Evan Nilsson to Mateta, even if I don't play him. But that's not how we're playing anymore, right? Reinders is a good asset, people panicking over him. He's fine, but I think it's worth saying, before the early sub, I had said he's not part of the best 5 midfielders. If you can upgrade him, I would do it. I just don't know if I'm as convinced about Enzo as everyone else. I think he's a good... I mean, Enzo Fernandes is basically a cheaper Bruno Fernandes right now. So he's not actually that bad. Buying penalty takers is never a bad option. Okay, quite a few super chats. Zoidberg, 26 months, thank you. I'm Mr. Andy FPL. Welcome to Fun with Flags. This week I've got 2 reds and a yellow and I'm rolling. Why do I do this to myself? Yeah, that's pretty much spot on. Goodmanson Munoz first bench if Gabriel is out. Probably Munoz. I think it's so hard to say you should play a Leeds defender over him, but Leeds could get a good result tonight. Van der Ven, Foden, Reinders, Yorkresh, Timber, Saka, Enzo, Krupi for free. That seems quite nice, yeah? Yeah, that seems pretty nice. Need help. I have Alderete, Anderson, and Gabriel. 2 free transfers. Tempted to free hit. Transfer out Anderson. Team is set up for bench boost 10. Yeah, but Anderson might not be back for bench boost 10, right? So you could do Anderson to Keane. He's not bad this week, and he's not bad next week. I'm not sure I'd free hit just to save Gabriel, basically. But that is just me. That is just me. Will, 25 months. 2 free transfers. Gordon and Reinders to Enzo and Njai. Just roll. Probably just roll. I think Gordon's pretty good. João Pedro to Mateta seems good. Trying to get to 5 for the first game week 12-13 run for City Liverpool. Yeah, I'd probably roll. Is Reinders to Caicedo worth transfer? No chance for me. FPL Tomato, 39 months. What's your general chip plan? I've only got free hit left, and I'll probably use it in game weeks 12, 13, or 14. Currently, I really like free hit 13 for my team. Yeah, basically, with the transfers I've got planned over the next... I probably will do Yorkresh to Saka at some point. Yeah, I probably will do Yorkresh to Saka at some point. And so my team in 12 is going to look really good. And then it also looks really good in game week 14. So I am pretty tempted just to free hit in 13. But nothing's locked in. Nothing's locked in. I mean, if Liverpool beat Palace in the Carabao Cup, then there's pretty much going to be no blanks or doubles before the second half of the season. So using free hit in 13 is probably fine. I don't think it's an amazing week to use it, but I'm not sure there is going to be an amazing week. Love the content, thank you. Thanks for watching. Would you tick off Yorkresh, Lacroix, Evan Nilsson, and Reinders to Saka, Timber, Krupi Jr. and Mark Guiu for a -4? Probably not. I'm not sure about going Guiu and Krupi Jr. In a couple of weeks, the chances are neither of those 2 players will be playing. So you've really got to be confident that Haaland only is fine, which it could be, but I'm not sure I would do that, especially for a hit. Best 3-week defender under 5.9 pre-wildcard, thinking Reece James or roll and play a Steven decide next week. No, I'd go Chelsea, I think. Reece James or Chalobah. 4 free transfers, not much wrong with the team. Looking to move on Foden, 8.2 to spend. In Burmo, a good pick. I think Mbeumo's pretty good, yeah. I guess my main problem with Mbeumo is, it's not even a problem. It's more just an FPL discussion. Is like, he doesn't have penalties, obviously. We don't think. He is on some set pieces. It's just, is he good value compared to like Enzo or Njai or a player like that, who's like almost 1.5 million cheaper? So is Enzo or Njai plus 1.5 million better than Mbeumo? Quite possibly. But in isolation, I like Mbeumo as a pick. 98.8 team value wildcard thoughts. Raya good, Timber good, Senesi good. Achimpong, not convinced he plays regularly enough, but he's only 3.9. Saka, Semenyo, Enzo, and Jai Caicedo. I'm really not convinced by Caicedo, but again, fair enough. Haaland, Krupa Jr., Dubravka, Mateta, Key, Munoz. Yeah, overall looks pretty good. Caicedo, I'd probably switch to someone else. Achimpong, I'd probably go... Like, instead of Achimpong, I'd rather try and get like another 0.1 million to get a Leeds defender. Honestly. Play Guiu over in Jai. No chance. No chance. I don't... Like, there's a lot of people that should probably play Guiu this week, and if you're on bench boost, I quite like it, but Njai's nailed on penalty taker. Would you play Minter or Calvert-Lewin this week? Probably Calvert-Lewin. And that's not even Man United bias. It's probably a bit more biased towards how bad West Ham were last week. And also, West Ham have had to play Monday, then Friday. Calvert-Lewin's on penalties, yeah. 8 months, Jared. Remember from the member stream yesterday, I done Yorkresh, Bruno, Reinders to Krupi, Saka, Enzo. 2 free chances next week and then double up on Palace. I mean, that seems pretty good, yeah. Oh, no, but you sold Bruno. That kind of sucks, but yeah, fair enough. 5 free transfers. Yorkresh, Caicedo, Anderson, Tarkovsky, Reinders out. Guiu, Grealish, Rodon, Reece James, Saka in. I got to be honest, when I started reading the 5 players you were bringing in, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, overall, I think the 5 players on the right are probably better. I just guess I was expecting to be a bit more wowed from 5 free transfers. Grealish, Leeds defender, James Saka. Yeah, I guess I'd rather have the 5 on the right, just about. -4 to do Vardy and Reinders to Munoz and Enzo. No, probably not. Just do one of them. 1.2 million and probably Vardio. And that can probably wait till next week. 1.2 million, 2 free transfers. Paquetá to Enzo. Yeah. I have Bowen as well. No Chelsea. And is it worth to captain Saka or Semenyo over Haaland? Whether it's worth it really depends on how much you want to take a risk, really, in terms of ownership. But Saka's fine to captain, yeah. Paquetá to Enzo. I guess so. Yeah, I'd rather have Enzo than Paquetá this week. Pranav, 37 months. 3 of my back 5 are flagged. Welcome to FPL. Got 5.3 million. A Romero to Chalobah, Newcastle defender. I think long term, a Newcastle defender like Dan Burns is probably the safest for minutes. But I do quite like Chalobah. He's playing regularly. The fixtures are good. So I'd be tempted to go for him. How does a weekend of FPL go for you? Usually badly, resulting in a red arrow. Are you checking your team constantly? I don't switch off at the weekends. Very rarely. Unless there's something going on. My wife has just informed me we've got a child-free weekend. Or a child-free Saturday. So I might switch off a little bit more. Maybe go to the pub. Who knows? But the problem is you go to the pub and then the football's on. Like last time me and my wife went into town. It was like a Saturday afternoon, I think. We met a couple of people. We're having a couple of drinks. And the Man City Spurs... This is last time. This is a long time ago. Man City Spurs game was on. And I could hear it, but I couldn't see it. And it was just so annoying. Full day on FM26. Probably not. I'm not like... I like it. I like Football Manager, but I'm not... You know, like people say, oh, you'll lose your life to it. Not really for me. I mean, I do play games a lot, but Football Manager, I don't know. It doesn't drag me in that much, but we'll see. Yeah, but yes, I don't switch off from FPL. I switch off during international breaks pretty well, but otherwise not at all. The amount of time, honestly, the amount of time I've spent thinking about FPL this week, and I'm probably just going to roll, is probably not healthy. I have Gabriel and Timber. Do I play a Leeds defender instead of Gabriel? No, you just play Gabriel. And then he's going to either start or not be in the squad, in my opinion. Do I play Chelsea goalkeeper or Dubravka? I mean, Dubravka's away towards Chelsea, home to Sunderland. It's got to be the home guy, right? Richarlison and Reinders to Guiu, Krupi. Who would you favour? And plus Enzo, a good move. Seems quite nice, yeah. I think Richarlison's got to go. I'm a little bit torn on Guiu and Krupi. Basically, the way I'm looking at it right now, which is probably not going to change too much in the next hour and 43 minutes, I think they're both going to start. I think I'm more sure about Krupi's minutes than I am Guiu. Just because of what happened last week, basically. It's not a guarantee either of them, but I think I'm more convinced by Krupi's minutes. But Guiu is 0.2 million cheaper. In fact, he might actually go down in price soon to 4.2, which would be a bit annoying if you buy him. But if you buy him, you're not going to be selling him anytime soon. And that 0.2 million could be really handy. So I think I favour Guiu, not because I think his minutes are better, because they're not. More because I think Evan Nielsen will be back either next week or the week after, and I think that 0.2 million saving will be handy. So I'm going to say Guiu, but Krupi's good too. Fixtures say I should save Salah and Evan Nielsen to... Should save Salah and Evan Nielsen to Saka and Mateta to next week. Okay, but then the good Liverpool fixtures are close. Feels like... Well, that's the thing. Are you willing to keep Salah through those good fixtures? I think you sell. Although, if you have another way to do Evan Nielsen to Mateta, you could keep Salah. Kudus or Njai, definitely Njai. 3 free transfers. Yorkeresh, Reinders, Joa. Now, we can't start calling him Joa. Like, just call him Anderson. To Mateta, Salah, Timber. I mean, sure, but not this week, probably. I don't see why you'd use 3 free transfers and 2 of them are to get players playing Arsenal away, even if Gabriel doesn't play. Doesn't seem great to me. Bench 2, Foden, Rodon, Guiu, Senesi. Bench 2. Probably Rodon and Guiu. Although, honestly, I do feel like if you've got Guiu, you should really try and play him. It's not very often scenarios like this happen in FPL, where a player that's probably been on your bench for ages, that you thought was just a dead spot, is now probably going to start. And not only are they probably going to start, it's Sunderland at home. It feels bad to play Senesi over Guiu, but honestly, Senesi probably is the correct, boring answer. If you said to me, screw you, I'm playing Guiu, I'd be like, yeah, go for it. Foden, Reinders, Yorkeresh out, Saka, Enzo, Mateta in. Yeah, again, it's fine. Yeah. I wouldn't rush out to buy Palace players before they play Arsenal away, but it's fine. Dubravka, Calvert-Lewin, Juve, Rodon on my bench. Bench boost 9 or 11. I mean, you got 2... Surely it's this week. I don't know what that bench will be in 11. Who do Leeds have in 11? Forest away. Surely you go this week, no? Unless I'm missing something. I know Juice playing against Leeds, which is probably part of your issue, but... I mean, Dubravka's got Wolves away. Who did Burnley have in 11? West Ham away. Yeah, I definitely playing that this week. Like, you could get screwed over with loads of injuries before 11. Dubravka, Reinders, Goodmanson, Van der Ven, bench boost if I own Gabriel. No, probably not. Which is a bit annoying. On wildcard, would you downgrade Raya, Keane, Krupa Jr. to Pope, Goodmanson, Guiu in order to upgrade Caicedo to Gakpo? No, probably not. I wouldn't want Caicedo, to be honest, but I don't think you need to make all those sacrifices just to get Gakpo. Thoughts on selling Yorkeresh for triple Arsenal threads? It's fine, but Yorkeresh is probably going to start the next 3 games before the international break. So is there a rush to go and do it? Probably not. But it's also fine, I guess. 3 free transfers. Yorkeresh, Xavi. Everyone wants to get rid of Yorkeresh. Yorkeresh, Xavi, Romero out. Krupi, Saka, and either Timber or Gabriel in. I don't. You can't use 3 free transfers and buy a guy that might not start. Even if I think Gabriel's better than Timber long term. So I probably wouldn't do it, I guess. Or if you do, go Timber. Depends how much you need a defender, right? With Romero out. Take a hit, Lacroix to Chalobah to not play Spence. No, probably not. Bench boost to Bravka, Rodon, Gay, Guiu. Yeah, I would do that, even though you've got Gay, sorry. Player Stev Munoz or Van der Ven? Probably Munoz, honestly. I think my general feeling is if it's a defender that's got like a really good fixture like Senesi or Goodmanson or Rodon or someone like that, I would probably play them over Munoz. So I don't see Palace getting a clean sheet. But if it's someone else you're not really sure is going to get a clean sheet, you've got to go for the attacking guy, even though he's playing Arsenal. He's just that attacking. Would you bench boost HDH? I guess that's KDH, Juve and Dorgu. Dorgu, I don't think, I should know this really, but I don't think Dorgu's been starting recently. Yeah, I was trying to think of who's playing right wing back. Ahmad. Yeah, probably not. I would deal with Dorgu at some point and then bench boost. Start Doku, Reinders, and roll, or sell Enzo for one, or sell one for Enzo, one free transfer. Doku to Enzo might be quite tempting. I mean, it's the problem with Man City players, right? Does Doku start again? Probably, I guess. By the way, did Pep mention Nico Gonzalez in his press conference? Is he fit? Because if he's fit, then Reinders might be a bit more. Well, Reinders should still start, right? Either way. I've lost the chat. Let me find it. Rodon and Munoz with Rodon. Can't you invite members and host an FPL pub event? I guess I could do that, yeah. I am quite lazy, though. So, hosting an FPL event, I don't know if that's for me. Maybe for 10 years of YouTube, I could do that. But where would I do it? I would want to do it in Galway, so that I don't have to travel. I have 3 free chances. I am on bench boost. Should I sell Gabriel? I mean, if you're bench boosting, I would probably make sure you've got 15 playing players, of which Gabriel might not be one, but you're going to want him back. So it's 2 transfers to bench boost, basically. Are you going to have another week you could do it instead? If not, maybe, yeah, sell him. Especially, I would probably sell to another Arsenal defender in case you get stuck with them. Play 3 of Rodon, Munoz, Gabriel, Senesi, Van der Ven. Gabriel, Senesi, Rodon. Playing average in H2H. Good week for a -4. I'm not really sure how that works, to be honest. Maybe. I'm not really sure what the strategy is for head-to-head, to be honest. Rate my team. Pope, fine. James, fine. Burn, fine. Timber, fine. Senesi, fine. Okay, can I say 7.8692 out of 10. There you go. Gravenberch is rubbish. Would you ignore Gabriel and Wildcard or still pick him? I've not really thought about Wildcard too much, but my instinct is I would still pick him if you can hide him on the bench. Or you just play him if you've got a good bench, which you probably should do because you got a Wildcard, right? Enjoy Kudus, Van der Ven, Rodon. Need to bench 1 midfielder, 1 defender. Kudus and Van der Ven probably. Hope you're having a nice Friday. I was until FPL happened. Hope you are too. Play Goodmanson or Richarlison. Goodmanson. Oh, wait. Play Goodmanson or Richarlison for DCL. No, I'd definitely play Calvert-Lewin if you got him. 1 free transfer can roll to replace Reinders next week with 2 free transfers instead. Yeah, nice. Roll. Get Richarlison on the bench this week. Just play Goodmanson and Calvert-Lewin. Ahmad 11 months. Hope all is well. It is. Hope all is well with you. Would you start Reinders over Caicedo? I don't really like Caicedo as a pick, but he is playing Sunderland at home, I guess. I guess I would play Caicedo in that case. Go Blue Jays. I don't know who the Blue Jays are. Are they some American team? Have Gabriel, Anderson, and Alderete. Oof. Have 0.8 in the bank and 1 free transfer. Would you sell Anderson up to Chalobah Burn or down to Rodon to free up 1.2 to get Reinders up to Enzo next week? Reinders up to Sarr next week, I think. That sounds quite nice, yeah. Again, like Reinders is probably not a massive, massive problem if he keeps starting. And he may well just start again next week. But honestly, yeah, if you could go down to Rodon, then up to Sarr next week, I like that. Enzo's fine too, but if I'm buying next week, I'll go Sarr. I'm unsure who to sell out of Stack and Reinders. Stack, I think. Yeah, probably Stack. He's lost like set pieces and stuff now. Like he's not taking all set pieces. Defcon's, the minutes aren't quite as good as they were. Should I start Giu over whoever stays? Reinders versus Giu is quite tricky. Because I think Reinders starts. I'm probably more confident in a Reinders start than I am a Giu one. I just think if I had Giu sat on my bench right now in this 3-5-2, I feel like I would play him over Reinders. I would just take the punt. But it's so easy for me to say that because I don't have to make the decision. I'd be tempted to... So I would sell Stack before Reinders, and I would be really tempted to play Giu over Reinders too. Would you start Anderson, Forest, or Reinders? So Forest are playing a team, and that team is Bournemouth away. Or Reinders. Probably Reinders. Do you think Tosin is done as an FPL option? Probably, yeah, in terms of certainty of starts. Like, you're always going to have slight question marks. Are the Blue Jays some American team? LMAO. Does that mean they're not? Toronto Blue Jays. Oh, they're Canadian. Okay. Damn. I feel like I have to apologize now. I'll have to do a whole video apologizing to Canada. Pope, Calafiori, Timber. All right, what a show off. Look at me with Calafiori and Timber. I don't have Gabriel. Sorry, Pope, Calafiori, Timber, Senesi, Anthony, Sack. Okay, where's the question? Should I bench boost? What's your bench? Dubravka, Richards, João Pedro's not on your bench. Come on. Come on. There's no way you're benching João Pedro against Sunderland at home. Don't give me that nonsense. If that's Anthony from Burnley, he is on your bench, not João Pedro. So your bench is then Rodon, Richards, Anthony, Dubravka. I would probably bench boost that, yeah. Would you start Munoz or Esteve at Wolves? Probably Munoz. I just don't see Burnley getting a clean sheet. Porro to Senesi, or Porro van der Ven to Muniz Mukiele for free. Munoz. I mean, if you're playing him this week, I'd go Rodon, I think. Or Goodmanson, even, to save a bit of money. Maybe something like that. What are you doing with Gabriel? I'm thinking a free hit. I'm probably just going to play him. I mean, my thought process is Lacroix should at least get defensive contributions. Basically, I'm hoping for a 2-0 Arsenal win. Gyökeres scores both goals. Lacroix no, actually, I'm hoping for a 2-1 win. Lacroix gets defensive contributions and he scores. I don't think I would bench boost with Gabriel unless your bench is incredible. Like, every player is really good, and if you lose one, it's not the end of the world. But even then, I wouldn't be completely sure about it. Abby Manu, 27 months, thank you. Romero, Xavi to Reece Enzo. Foden. We've got to stop calling him Joa, or whatever. Anderson, right? Romero and Xavi to Reece Enzo. Nice. Foden, Anderson to Timber in 10. Yeah, sounds good. Is it a good week to free hit? When am I using yours? Is it a good week? Probably depends on your team. I would say probably not for most people, though. When am I using yours? Maybe 13, but I don't know. Also, United. Yeah, let's hope they win. Or United. United, sorry. Sell Grealish to Enzo. Probably not. Bench one. Gabriel, Senesi, Van Dijk, Cucurella. Ooh. There's got to be an attacker you can bench. You don't have a defense that good and not... Like, you've got 3 defenders over 6 million. Surely there's an attacker you can bench. If you have to bench one of those, it's probably Van Dijk because he's the only one playing away. Starting Isak, bench order, Sark, Gay. Oh my God, I keep getting that mixed up. Sark, Gay, and Van der Ven. I would go Sarr, then Van der Ven, then Gay. Play Juve away to Leeds or Munoz away to Arsenal. Probably... Probably Munoz. Feeling like one of the rare weeks for Bruno captain. Yeah, I don't think it's terrible. Villa away might be a little bit tough, and I'm okay with a Haaland 6-point. I feel Bruno has more to give. You know what? You could be on something. Yeah, I don't mind going against Haaland this week. I'm just not going to do it myself. Should I bench or play Mateta versus Arsenal? Depends who the other option is, really. If you've got someone really good, bench him. If you don't, play him. Tempted to start Dubravka over Raya. As I have Mateta and Munoz, is that valid? ish, but I don't think Dubravka's getting a clean sheet, to be honest. So I'd probably just play Raya. 2 free transfers, Salah to Trossard because he's cheaper than Saka. I would not be buying Trossard. I know his minutes have been really good. Like, with Arsenal, I would try and keep it really simple. Just look at their fixture run. Honestly, and try and find the really bad fixtures. The worst fixture is game week 13 against Chelsea away. The next fixture, which is even remotely close, is Liverpool at home in 21. And then it's Spurs away in 27, maybe. What I'm trying to say is, once you got 3 Arsenal, you probably ain't selling them anytime soon. Now, you can do, of course, right? You might want loads of Liverpool, loads of Man City in 12, 13. Are you going to be happy sticking with Trossard for that long? I mean, Saka might get injured at some point. Obviously, I get it. But let's say they all stay fit. You want Saka for that run, right? More so than Trossard. Yorkeresh to Haaland and João Pedro to Ekitike or Mateta game week 10, or keep João Pedro. I mean, you can decide that next week. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. If the only way to get Haaland is to get Trossard, I don't hate it, but I kind of do hate it as well, to be honest with you. I'd much rather figure out how you can get Saka. Bench boost to Bravka, Stev, Reinders, Richards. Yeah, no, probably not if you've got Gabriel. Best replacement for Richarlison's nothing in the bank. I'd go Calvert-Lewin this week and get West Ham, or I would just go cheap and just get a dead spot like Gio or Krupi. Would you buy Burn or Chalobah for Anderson? I think I would go Chalobah because of how good the fixtures are for Chelsea soon. But I do think Burn is probably the better longer-term pick. Would you, just because of minutes, really? Like, I know Chalobah, I think, started every game, but there's still that slight doubt that at some point someone else might start. Would you bench boost with Dubravka, Richards, Rodon, King? Probably, yeah, if you're not going to have a better team anytime soon. No need to apologise. Blue Jays is the only Canadian baseball team from Toronto. They play the LA Dodgers in the Championship Series. Starting today. Dodgers is partly owned by Todd Bowling. Nice. So do they sell lots of... No, I'm not going to have a dig at Chelsea, actually. Nice. Good luck. Is Enzo really better than Foden this week? Maybe slightly. If he's on penalty, Sunderland at home, possibly slightly, yeah. How crazy is Foden captain 1 to 10? 5? It's not like super crazy, but I wouldn't do it. Bench 1 is Stev, Mitchell, Anthony. Mitchell. Pick 2 of Simmons, Welbeck, or Paquetá. To play this week, Brighton have got Man United away. Oh, Welbeck probably score in that game. I'd probably bench Simmons. I have 2 free transfers. Should I transfer Salah and Reinders for Saka and Bruno? Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Start Dewsbury Hall or Reinders. Okay, so if Evan Nielsen was fit, I think I'd be benching Reinders. So, yeah. Start Dewsbury Hall. Start Porro or Esteve. Porro easy for me. 4 free transfers. Your question, Mateta done for Saka space. Kudus and Romero to Saka and Mukiele, or add Donnarumma to Pipe and Richards instead of Mukiele. Roll. I wouldn't add Donnarumma. Oh, add Donnarumma to Pipe and get Richards. I don't think I'd be going out of my way to sell Donnarumma, really. So I would go Saka and a Leeds defender if you want to play them this week. But yeah, I think that's fine. Kudus and Romero to Saka. Who to downgrade Tark to free up funds for Enzo? Keane, maybe. If you don't need to play them this week, like a Richards at Palace ready for next week. Sell Lacroix and Kudus to Keane / Truffert and Enzo. Lacroix just got such good fixtures from next week, but I guess it's fine, yeah. Pick 2, at least 1 defender. Goodmanson, Reinders, Stack, Van der Ven, Esteve. That's Reinders and Goodmanson, I think. Got Gabriel, Alderete, and Anderson. Do I take a -4? Probably not. And just hope for the best. Is it time to sell Salah? I mean, if you probably. I mean, if you haven't got Haaland, probably yes. Like, Salah could do well this week. I can only say the same thing every week. Can Salah score goals and assists against Brentford away and then Villa at home? Yes. Is he good value for money right now? Not really. Do you need money for other moves? If not, maybe keep him. Would you sell Gabriel if bench boosting this week? So that's a really tricky question. Probably. But it's horrible to do that because you will want him back. I'd rather just probably not bench boost. But I know the bench boost just plays on people's minds, myself included. So, like, I think there's a genuine chance that Gabriel could miss out. Like, I don't think we should just write it off as Arteta talking nonsense. Like, it could happen. Bench one, Paquetá, Reinders, or Kudus. Reinders, probably, out of those. Would you play Reinders over Paquetá? I think I'd play Paquetá just because it's Leeds and just because, although Leeds are probably stronger than West Ham, and because he's on penalties and his minutes are like guaranteed pretty much. Prior to which Newcastle player? Probably Burn. Do you think Gakpo's a good differential? I think if you've got him, I would hold him. I'm not sure I would buy him right now. Is it a good time to free hit if you consider Guy, Krupi, enablers, Salah, Saka, Haaland, you could swap Gabriel to another Arsenal defender? I mean, it depends how bad your team is. I'm not sure I would start activating free hits just because of Gabriel. It's not like he's been completely ruled out. Bench boost with Dubravka, Sarr, Richards, and any 4.5. Maybe because you got Sarr there. Yes, I guess so. Can I play Reinders over Minter if I'm a Man United fan? Of course you can. My team value is so low, it's hard for me to put a full squad together. There's always an option. There's always an option. Like, let's say you were trying to put this team together. You just go for Enzo or Njai over Semenyo or Bruno, and all of a sudden you can afford the rest. And by the way, I'm not saying you should wildcard into this team. In fact, I absolutely wouldn't. But there's always an option. Would you go, or you just have a cheaper defense or something? Would you go from Richarlison / Reinders / Foden to Welbeck? I wouldn't be buying Welbeck, I don't think. Minter and Enzo. Feels a bit rubbish this week, I think. Can you not do something? Can you not just keep Reinders for now and do like Foden to Enzo and then Richarlison to Voltemade or something? Or Mateta ready for next week? And just roll the other move, maybe? I like the Minter pick. I'm not so sure about Welbeck. I guess his minutes have been fine recently. I don't know if that will continue. You should host your 10th anniversary at your local pub. Would love to visit Ireland. Yeah, I'll tell you now. I'll think about it, but I'll also tell you, chances are I just probably don't do that. I probably just put a tweet out saying, "Yay, 10 years," and then just keep making FPL videos. That's probably actually what will happen. Maybe I'll do a stream. How much is the Gabriel threat from set pieces? Huge. Would you play Guillaume over Reinders? I can't say that I definitely would if I actually had the choice, but I'd like to think I would. I'd like to think I would. Thoughts on captaining Haaland over... Sorry, João Pedro over Haaland? No. The guy doesn't shoot. I mean, he probably will because it's Sunderland, but captain, too far. Isak to Ekitike for free. Isak might be in the squad this weekend. So I wouldn't buy Ekitike. Hold Isak, Gravenberch, Doku. Alternative suggestions, please, also. Isak's... I don't know if Isak's a guaranteed starter. Gravenberch, I just think is a bit of a rubbish pick, even if he's fit. Doku's rubbish long term. If you've got 3 free transfers, I would spread that money around. Isak down to a cheaper forward, and then upgrade the midfielders. Bench 2 of the following: Mateta, Sarr, Reinders, Munoz, Parr, Rodon. Must start at least 2 of the defenders. So defenders, I would start Rodon and Parr, and I'd bench Munoz, and then I guess I would go Reinders, then Mateta, then Sarr in order for the attackers. Host it at Bushmills. Isn't that whiskey though? Paquetá will play as a striker. I don't know. It didn't really work out very well in the last game. I wonder if Marshall might get a start, or maybe they just finally give up and play Callum Wilson, but he doesn't seem too keen to do that, to be honest with you. Romero to James / Cucurella, Isak to Voltemade, -4. I really don't like -4s like that, but with Isak, I guess it's okay. Would you transfer in Gabriel? No. I mean, if you really think he definitely plays, then I guess yes, but I don't think you can be sure about that. It's Bowen striker tonight. Says who? So that means Paquetá will play number 10, I guess. Play Reinders. Yeah, that's actually... I don't know why I didn't even think about that. But who's going to play wide then? Maybe Fernandes or something, and then they play a different defensive midfielder, maybe? Or a different central midfielder, I should say. Play Reinders, Stack, or Van der Ven. Reinders. Or sell 2 free transfers. I think playing Reinders and Rolling is okay. It depends how much money you got for upgrade. Njai and Chalobah. Njai and Chalobah versus Enzo plus Keane / Chow. Really close. I'm going to say Enzo and Keane. I just think Keane's minutes... I don't know. I don't know what to make of Chalobah's minutes because he started pretty much every game, so really he's fine. Keane's cheaper. I'm going to say Enzo and Keane just because, yeah, Enzo and Keane, just about. Any worry about a Timber rest after Calafiori got one midweek? I don't think Arteta's going to take chances against Palace. I think Timber might just get a rest midweek in the Carabao Cup. Creeper Jr., Haaland, João Pedro. Oh, you're going backwards. On a wildcard game at 9 bench boost. Oh, sorry, bench instead of King Mukiele. Sans Dubravka. Who's Sans? Sanchez, maybe? All those picks seem fine to me. Bruno and Jai, yeah. Yeah. Seems fine. I quite like a Leeds defender over a Sunderland one, but most people seem to prefer Sunderland. Would you play Mateta or Kudus? I don't know. Probably Kudus. On wildcard, best less than 5.5 million midfielder. Probably Xhaka. 4 million defender. Goodmanson is who I would pick, I think. And João Pedro, Mateta next week, or just Mateta now. If you've got transfers saved up, João Pedro, then Mateta. But otherwise, just go Mateta. Got no cover for Gabriel. Got 3 free transfers. Gyökeres to Voltemada and Anderson to Timber. Or keep Gyökeres and do Anderson to Goodmanson. Yeah, I like the saver transfer, to be honest. Anderson to Goodmanson. Yeah, probably. Timber or James to replace Paro. As I said earlier, the Arsenal fixtures are so good. Just get them in and forget about them until they get injured or something like that. Y'all are going to be shocked when Mateta scores twice on Arsenal. I don't know if I will be. Munoz or second Arsenal defender on wildcard. Again, I would want the Arsenal players in. I do think Munoz is not a bad alternative, but I think I just get the Arsenal players. Although Palace's fixtures are so good. Like, could Munoz match an Arsenal defender from next week? Possibly. But again, I still probably just get the Arsenal players in now. Have I had any chance to play Battlefield 6? I have. Thank you very much for sending me on that code. I will say, playing Battlefield for a few hours has basically just made me look forward to Call of Duty more. which is not the aim of playing Battlefield, but that's my takeaway from it. For your information, Saka was not pictured at a team bonding dinner yesterday and isn't in the training photos released today either. Oh my god, come on. Come on. I don't know what to do. Can we just sit here for an hour and 15 minutes and can we just collectively just say we're not really sure what to do? We're just not sure what to do in FPL. Can we all just collectively decide to roll? And if we get a red arrow, we get a red arrow. So Saka's not in any training. I mean, there was a time when Arteta would mess with the training photos, try and put people off. I don't know if he still does that. I mean, it is Palace, so maybe he is back to his old tricks. Surely Arteta would have mentioned something. Have you met Arteta? You need to use some of that 50 grand a stream to get sources on all Premier League teams. Probably, yeah. 38 pictures of Arsenal training and no Gabriel and Saka. Maybe, honestly, maybe Arteta is up to his old tricks. Maybe he is. This is so funny. Oh my god, what do we make of that? Hang on, let me tweet about this. This is the thing now. I don't want to switch from Saka's a really good move to you can't buy Saka now because he's not in training photos. But I guess as always in FPL, you're making moves based off the information you've got. And the information is that Saka's not in training photos. So does that mean now you can't buy him? If I was wildcarding, would I not go Saka? I don't think I would. Sorry, I think I would include him still. I'm looking through the... do you know, I don't need to look through the training photos. I believe people saying it. There have been times in the past where training photos, like someone's been shown training and then they've missed out, or they've not been in training and then they've played. But I do think generally Arteta's been a bit better with information in press conferences recently. Right. I'm definitely not doing your crash for Saka. That is decided. But I kind of already decided that. What I need is someone go and find the Chelsea photos and tell me that Enzo's not in training. That'd be nice. Is it too risky to gamble on who partners Chalobah? In my opinion, yes. I just wouldn't bother with it. I know the prices are nice, so it's tempting, but... thanks for the heads up on that, by the way. I own Esteval. Esteval. Yes, I can say the name now. It rhymes. Esteval, I can say the name now. Esteval. I think I'm Esteval. I'm kind of there anyway. I've probably said it completely wrong. Hold for game week 9, then bring in Sarr. Sure. Although obviously there's no guarantee he'll start, but sure. And that's not... I know that sounds like I'm being... Like, I don't know. Like, not being serious. But I mean, there is a chance he doesn't start because he's a Chelsea winger. But I do think it's probably right to hold him because it's Sunderland at home. Bench boost team. What's the bench, though? Dubravka, Kudus, Truffert, Rodon. Oh, come on. Is that really your bench? 1 free transfer, risk rolling or transfer at Gabriel. Oh, that bench is really good. Dubravka, Kudus, Truffert, Rodon. I would definitely bench boost it. I think I would sell Gabriel to make it really worthwhile. Because if he misses out, it is annoying. Like, you've got such a good bench that, let's say Gabriel misses out, Truffert plays. Like, Rodon, Kudus, Dubravka could still do really well. But it still feels wrong to bench boost without 15 players. So in my opinion, if you've got Gabriel, you should either be transferring him out or not bench boost him. Of course, your bench could do really well with just 3 players, but it feels wrong to do that. Upgrade to Munoz or Voltemada with 1.3 in the back. I mean, if it's this week, Voltemada, because he's not playing Arsenal away. Use chips. What are your thoughts on your team? Chalobah, Calafiori, Senesi, good. Goodmanson, good. Bruno, good. Saka, probably good. Semenyo, Dewsbury Hall, great. I mean, the team looks good. Transfer. What are your thoughts on transfers? I mean, the team looks good. I don't really see any major things there. What are you considering? Like, I would say, please don't just send me your team and say, what transfers should I make? Let me know what you're considering doing. Captain Haaland or Semenyo. Haaland, Porro, Elliot Anderson or Reinders. To play this week, probably Reinders. Got Haaland, João Pedro, Semenyo, Anthony, and Jai and Enzo. Would you buy Saka or Gakpo for Salah? I would keep Salah now. Saka not in training photos. He probably starts. But if you don't need that money, just play Salah. Am I going to play Arc Raiders? I don't think... I've seen a lot of people playing that, but I'm not really sure what it's about. I know that when you died, you lose all your stuff. I kind of like games like that. I'm also terrible. Own Salah, Xavi, Semenyo, Sarr, Dewsbury Hall, Mateta, Yorker, João Pedro. Would you go harder next game week by downgrading Saka? How would you play next few transfers? Again, I'm not going to go through your whole team and try and suggest all the transfers you should make, but I'd probably rather sell Salah than Yeah, sell Salah to get Haaland. Yeah, I probably would do that eventually soon. Like soon, sorry, not eventually. Yes. Transfers after that, that's up to you, I guess. Having a slight meltdown here. I have Semenyo, Kudus, Reinders, and Jai Paquetá. Who to cut for Enzo and who to bench? Probably. Do you know what? Oh, I don't know, actually. It's horrible, isn't it? I guess I would cut Reinders first and then bench Kudus. But then if you're benching Kudus, he's got the worst fixtures afterwards. So I guess you sell Kudus. Sell Kudus, bench Reinders? Probably, I think. Bearing in mind, when you ask me these questions, when it's something I haven't thought about before, I'm giving it like 5 or 10 seconds thought because there's so many questions, that's all I can do. Yeah, I think Spurs fixtures after this week are not great. So I'd sell Kudus and I'd bench Reinders because I think Paquetá's slightly better. Would you bench Boost with yellow doubts? Depends who it is. If you don't think they're going to start, then no. Yeah, like if it's Gabriel, probably not. Start Reinders or Mateta. Probably Reinders just about. It's going to be funny when Reinders doesn't play. I mean, imagine if Gabriel, one of my other players, doesn't play. I'm down to 10 men. Going to look like a disaster. Start Gabriel or play a step. If you've got Gabriel, start him. Just start him. I looked at the pictures and guess what? No Declan Rice either. Yeah, so maybe it's just Arteta up to his old games. Yeah, fair enough. 10 men, 2 of whom are Paquetá and GABRIEL. Yeah, but that's fine. Like, whatever. Yeah, maybe I just do Evan Nilsson to Mateta. Like, what's going to stop me doing Evan Nilsson to Mateta next week? An injury, probably. Probably an injury. Yeah, Evan Nilsson is injured. That is correct, yeah. Can I really get Mateta just to bench him? The place where... Jab Hedger this week, Mateta next. Yeah, it's an extra transfer, isn't it? I've got 2. Like, if I had 3, 4, or 5, I'd probably do it, but... Bringing in a player to bench sounds terrible. No, I get that, and I wouldn't usually do it, and I definitely wouldn't do it if I had 1 move. But I've got 2, and I will definitely buy Mateta next week. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna hold, I think. He's gonna be I can't be down to 10 men. That'd be... I mean, okay, who in my team is actually in doubt? Gabriel, I've got Lacroix. Reinders, but if Reinders doesn't start, he's going to come on anyway, right? So I think I roll. Should I bench boost with Burnley players? Probably. It depends what the rest of the bench is. Cucurella and Florentino in for Reinders and Vardio. I would just keep Reinders and do Vardio to a cheaper Chelsea defender, I think. Munoz or Rodon first bench. Rodon... Tijani Reinders to Njai or Foden to Bruno. Ooh, Foden to Bruno, probably. 1 free transfer. Should I transfer out Anderson for Keane and play Keane and Richards, or should I free hit? I wouldn't free hit, I don't think. Evan Nilsson might not be back next week. Which goalkeeper should I get, Pope or Sanchez? I think I would go Pope long term, but I'd prefer Sanchez this week. Bench boost with Kelleher, Brentford, Liverpool at home, Senesi, Paquetá, and Strand Larson. Yeah, probably. Thoughts on this wild card? Pope, Timber good, Senesi good, Achimpong not convinced by him. Saka, Semenyo, I know he's cheap though. Enzo, Njai, Haaland, Mateta, Krupi, Dubravka, Saar, Munoz, Keane. Yeah, I like it apart from Achimpong. Like if you could go to a 4 million Goodmanson or something instead, I think that's better. But I guess if Achimpong plays a lot, then that's good value. But you're never going to be 100% sure if he starts. Like, it's not even a guarantee he starts this week, I don't think. Over the next few game weeks, Salah, Yorkeres, Xavi to Harden and Who with 17 million. Enzo, Bruno. You'd have to go and work out the money, but Enzo, Bruno, and Jai are all midfielders I would be looking at. Enzo, Bruno, and Jai. Minter as well. Who else would I be looking at? Probably someone I've missed out. In Burmo, maybe. Start Gudmundsson or Ismail Assar. I want to say Gudmundsson. I don't know if I would actually do it. I'd probably play Sarr. Start Sarr or Longstaff, Rodon or Richards. Rodon and Sarr. 48 months share, 4 years, boom. Celebrating 2 years as a member. 48 months, that's 4 years. Thank you for your amazing content. Thank you very much for watching and being a member. Start Dewsbury Hall or Reinders. Dewsbury Hall. Is Pari to California a good move? Yes. João Pedro or Strand Larsen to Mateta next game week? Strand Larsen probably. Oh, Strand Larsen means no Bruno. Probably João Pedro then. Bench boost with Dubravka, Munoz, King and Grealish. Yes, but is Grealish really on your bench? Really? Not so sure about that. Are we really putting Salah as a captain option? Yeah, of course. Of course. Never completely. I mean, Salah's been spotted in training at least, so. Oh. I just realised I wrote take notice instead of take no notice on my tweet. The fact that Rice is also not in training and Saka and Gabriel, it just makes me think it's nonsense. I'm just seeing if Arteta's messaged me. Doesn't look like it though. Gabriel is a doubt. Yes. Yes. He is. Start Mateta or Reinders. This is what I'm thinking about. I could just do Evan Nielsen to Mateta and play him over Reinders. Would I do that though? I feel like Reinders is probably slightly better. Arsenal does is a lot of the reason. Start a Stev or Van der Ven. Probably Van der Ven. Bench boost with Dubravka, Munoz. I did that one. Should I use my free hit to swap out Gabriel only for Saliba? No, I don't think so. I've got Gabriel, Saka, Yorkresh. Would you downgrade Yorkresh to upgrade to Tijani to Enzo and then get another Arsenal defender next week? Probably not. I would just keep... Like, selling Yorkresh, he's about to play Burnley next week. I'd probably prefer to just keep. Just been crunching a bit of ice. I did mute the mic. Lee's defender or Van der Ven? Lee's defender this week, I think. I'm really hoping Lee's gets smashed, though. Just finished watching my video. Nice. Thank you very much for watching. Then Mateta scores against Arsenal with Gabriel's absence. But it's not like Mosquera's a pushover, right? And part of the reason Arsenal was so good defensively is because of how the team defends. It's not just because they got Saliba and Gabriel. My mate said Saka didn't train, but I think he's just baiting me for info since we're playing each other. No, well, he's not been spotted in training photos. That's very different to he's not trained. Very different. I did get told by someone once that like Arteta sees the press conferences when the game starts. And that's why, like, in the past, he's been really off with information. And, like, training photos are part of the whole build-up to the game. So, it is possible he's just taken them out of the training photos to not give Glasner something to think about, basically. But, presumably, they're not going to set up that much different. I'm sure Saka will start. I wouldn't be that concerned. I mean, I get why people are concerned, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Sure it'll be fine. You did Reinders to Enzo. You think that's a safe pick? Yeah. I'm tempted to do something similar, honestly, like Evan Nielsen to Giu and then Reinders to Enzo, but then I'd probably bench Giu this week. Time to contact the barbershop, yeah. Rank in order for game week 9 only. Giu, Munoz, and Sarr. I'd probably go Giu, then Sarr, then Munoz, I think. Am I happy with my bench if Gabriel doesn't play? Not massively, but I'm going to not do anything about it. Let's not be dramatic. Gabriel is the #1 set-piece threat and Arsenal's best defender. He'll start 100%. Well, I mean, alternatively, he's got a bit of an issue and he doesn't start. Like, when players are injured, you can't just play them. 4 free transfers, bench boost active. Dubravka, Guiu, Goodmanson and Richards. Would you roll or use a transfer on Richards to Roden or Keane? Oh, next week I've got a route. Oh, if you've got a route to Mateta, Munoz and Sarr for free, I'd be very tempted to move Richards on. Honestly. Just get Road on. And get Road on, because not only is the fixture probably slightly better than Everton. Well, I don't know. Keane's probably more playable over the next few weeks. But if it's this week only, go Road on, cheapen out that spot, and then get Munoz. Yeah, I quite like that. Half my team is injured. Why don't you free hit? I mean, 3 of my players are injured and 1 might be okay. So yeah, and if I free hit, Evan Nilsson and Anderson might still be injured next week. It doesn't really help me. Start Xhaka or Reinders. Probably Reinders. I bet Saka's absolutely fine. I bet he's absolutely fine. Thoughts on Rice and 200 something? Not sure what you mean. On wildcard, bench boost 11. Thoughts on Eze, Gordon, Enzo, Semenyo and Sarr, or consider Njai, Grealish or anyone else instead? Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Eze, to be honest. I would go for a stronger Arsenal pick. And then I would go for Njai because of penalties over Grealish. Oh, Rice and 200,000 transfers in. I mean, it's fine. Rice will probably do quite well for the money. I still think there's 3 better Arsenal picks, though. Start Munoz or Rodon. Probably Rodon. If you had £20, how much of it would you put on Gabriel being a starter? I was gonna say 16. Then I was thinking 12. I'll go 16. So confident. No, I don't know if I'm that confident. 14. 14 final offer. 1 free transfer with Gabriel, Romero, Goodmanson, Senesi, Richards. Do I roll? Goodmanson fine, Senesi fine, Richards would play. Yeah, probably still roll. Worst case, Richards comes on. I'm more confident if Saka starting than Gabriel, if that helps. Start 2 out of Reinders, Sarr, Richards, Rodon. Again, it probably should be Rodon over Sarr, but I'm not sure I would actually do it. So Reinders and Sarr probably. Salvadio and Kudus for Bruno and Mukiele. Love it. I'd maybe go for a different cheap defender, but whatever's fine. How many goals will Haaland get? Probably just 1. What's happening with... By the way, something else that crossed my mind. What if we get an early team lead that Marshall's playing up front for West Ham? That could be interesting as an alternative to Krupi and Guiu. Like there is a chance Guiu could drop in price tonight. What's the Saka doubts? Well, he's not been pictured in training. And like I guess a better way to word it is there's no picture of him in training. That doesn't mean he's missed training, of course. Paquetá's not very interesting, to be honest. Caicedo, would I start him? Depends what the alternative is, probably. Triple up with Petrovic starting or double with Dubravka. I'd play Petrovic over Dubravka. Yeah, maybe Saka was taking the pictures. Who knows? We've seen Odegaard taking pictures before. I was doing Richarlison and Reinders to Guiu and Enzo, but noticed Guiu might drop in price tonight. Yeah, that is a bit annoying. Look, I think once you buy Guiu, you're probably not selling him for a long time, so I think it's probably okay. But it is a bit annoying to buy a player that might drop in price. I've seen a few people saying he could drop. Next game week, will I sell Njai for Saar? Probably not. I mean, maybe, I guess, if you got a few transfers saved up. But Njai's pretty good to just hold. Saka, Giu, Krupi in, and Watkins, Reinders, Anderson out, wildcard 12. Probably yes. Suspect that Saka will probably be fine. Start Reinders or Giu. Again, I'd like to think I would start Giu if I was in the same situation, but I'm not sure I definitely would. No Marshall, according to ex-West Ham. It's Bowen and Paquetá in the front two. Okay, fair enough. Come on, Paquetá. I need Paquetá points, and I also need Leeds to not win. I'm down to the final two in last man standing. I've gone Bournemouth. It's really annoying that they've changed manager, but Forest, obviously. I've gone Bournemouth. They've gone for Leeds. So I'm all in on the game tonight. Not only do I need Leeds to not win, I need Paquetá to be the reason they don't win. I mean, it could be 0-0, of course. But come on, Paquetá. Bench booster, Bravka, Estev, Keane, Anderson. Probably, yeah. Start Stack or Reinders. Start Sanchez or Dubravka. I mean, that's easy, Sanchez, I think. Doku or Paquetá. Probably Paquetá. Take a risk with Achimpong or go safe with Rodon. I'd go safe with Rodon. Haaland, Salah draft. 5 free transfers. Plan is Petrovic, Anderson, Gay, King, Reinders, Kudus, Salah, Torreira, Timber, Gabriel, Minter, and Jai Sarr gap over the next 2 game weeks. Which transfers will you prioritise? Well, not the Gabriel one. Probably. Well, I mean, Sarr can wait till next week. Gabriel can wait till next week. So Raya, Timber, Minter, and I mean, Minter can wait till next week. So probably in Jai, and then the other Arsenal players. You know West Ham are absolutely awful. I do, but I had to go Bournemouth because I knew that they couldn't pick Bournemouth. So it was the only way I could guarantee to set up to have a chance of winning. Obviously, I might just go out, but yeah. And I kind of knew they would pick Leeds as well. Like that was their best pick they had left. So I was hoping they would go somewhere else, but yeah, annoying. Use my 4 free transfers to do Calvert-Lewin, Salah, Van der Ven, Donnarumma, to Voltemada, Saka, Gabriel, Pope. If not any of them. Well, Saka's not been pictured in training, but he's probably still fine. Gabriel's a doubt. So I don't know if I would definitely do those. I guess if you think both the Arsenal players play, it's okay. Yeah. I already did Kudus to Enzo. Have Haaland, Pedro, Semenyo stack. Nice. I'll use my 4 free transfers. No, probably not. Probably not. Calvert-Lewis fine this week. So Salah. Van der Ven's okay. I probably wouldn't. Not with the ever so slight doubts on the Arsenal players. Again, Saka will probably be fine. It's harder to be sure about that now. Hold Bowen or bring in Voltemade. I'd probably hold Bowen. Interestingly, City had lost 2 and drawn 1 in the last 3 visits to Villa Park. I still have my triple captain. Nice. Holding on to Gabriel just in case, but João Pedro for Voltemade or just roll. I have Munoz and Lacroix. I have to start one of them. Do I transfer Lacroix out for Chalobah Key? No, I just start Munoz. They're both good from next week, those Palace players. I'd start Dewsbury Hall over Reinders, I think. Mostly because of minutes, and he's at home. So Reinders for Enzo or Sarr. I think I don't know. Enzo's got such a good fit. He's such a good entry point this week. It's like, so basically it comes down to how much of a problem is Reinders this week. Because I do prefer Sarr over Enzo from next week. I'd be tempted just to get Enzo though, honestly. Do you listen to the BBC FPL podcast with your buddy Stabhand Dave? I haven't listened to it recently. When you are not on it, or when I'm not on it, do I listen? And they say that we should pronounce it Minte. Yeah, no, I've been told that before. I always say Minter. I need to correct myself a few times, then I'll get it. But until I say it properly, like out loud as part of a sentence, I'll like in Capier, I've kind of there, and Esteval, so it's Minte. I need to try and get used to saying that. Minte instead of Minter. I will try and remember to say that. Should I do? It's just once you've said a name so many times, like sometimes it's easier for a player you've never said before because you're learning it. If it's a player you've said loads of times, it's hard to like correct yourself because it's just naturally coming out wrong. Should I do Henderson to Raya or Roll? I mean, I guess if you're going to do that move anyway, why not do it this week? I suppose. Worth buying Timber to bench him in case Gabriel doesn't play. Was buying him next week anyway. Yeah, but ideally you play him, right? If you buy him. Sell Reinders for Enzo. Oh, I did that one. Been called out to an emergency scaffold job, but the deadline is in 50 minutes. It's 1 hour away. Oh, ouch. You got to go for those emergencies, though. I'm so glad I don't have to pronounce any player names. I'm just glad that, like, yeah, I was just about to say, I'm glad people don't moan about Bruno Fernandes. Oh, you should be saying Bruno Fernandes. Or Haaland. Udogie, not Udogie. Udogie. Is it Udo? That I'm not sure that's how you've written it. Please answer me. Should I start Reynolds or Calvert? It's got to be Calvert-Lewin. Come on. Come on. I have triple Arsenal defence. Got to say it looks very aesthetic on the lineup. Nice. Udoggy. I thought it was Udoggy. No, I'm not Munoz. I'm saying Munoz from now on because every time I try and say it a different way, which people tell me is correct, I get so many people telling me I'm wrong. Munoz. Anytime I try and say it like that, people say it's wrong. Yeah, I'm just going to say Haaland. We're good on that. Udogie. I think generally I'm okay with names. Like, I'm not the worst. I'm not perfect, but I don't think I'm the worst. Like, you know, Giu, I've got that pretty much nailed on. Like, I'm not saying gooey or anything like that. I was watching a show on like Irish TV, like on the Premier Sports in Ireland the other day, and like there's still people calling Isaac. Like, come on. At this point, it's got to be Isaac. It's like Vardio as well. I'm pretty sure Vardio is correct. And I still hear some people say, like, Gavardio. Like, they're really pronouncing the G. I think it's Giu. I think Giu is correct. It's not Isaac. What is it then? It's not Isaac, is it? It's Isaac. You're telling me Isaac's wrong as well? Thierry Lee. Isaac is Yishak. It's not Yishak. It's Isaac. It is Vardio. Yeah, but you've just written his name out. You can't just write the name and say, this is how you say it. If you're saying I've got it wrong, you need to, like, write it out. Yeah, I don't know. Gavardio. Gavardio and Gooey. Oh, Isak. Is that what you're saying? Isak, not Isaac. Isak. Oh, okay. You're saying it should be Isak instead of... So I'm saying Isaac. You're saying it should be Isak. Oh, God. This is another name I've been saying for so long. I can't change it now. Isak. Isak. Is that what... Oh, God. That's never going to happen. No, Matt Doherty I was fine with. I mean, there might be Irish people watching that disagree, but personally, I think my Doherty pronunciation is okay. It's definitely, I think it's definitely, what's the word? Acceptable. It's acceptable. Are we doing names now or sorting out our transfer? I think we're just doing names, to be honest. I think we're sick of trying to work out who's starting or not, so we're just going to do names. I guess we could get back to talking about FPL, I guess. Wasn't it Doherty in the end? No, like it's Doherty basically. Like you can't. I don't think you can really write out how you're going to say it. You need to hear someone say it. Doherty. It's like you're not. Yeah, I don't know. Like some people would say Doherty, and it's not really how you say it. I don't think. I don't really want to like teach people how to say Irish names. It's probably better for an Irish person to do that. But I think my pronunciation of it is kind of acceptable. Sorry. Apparently, we've got to talk about FPL. Some people are moaning. They're not really moaning, to be fair. Bench boost to Bravka, Byrne, Longstaff, Goodmanson, Gabriel in the 11. Again, I don't really like bench boost to Gabriel now, but if you want to chance it, I don't mind it. My team, to Ando to Munoz and Pedro or Yorkresh out for who? Just keep Pedro and Yorkresh, I would say. 2 free transfers. Should I go kudos to Enzo this week? Yeah, don't mind it. Bruno places 300 Man United games. Hall incoming. Probably a hat-trick, I would say, would be my guess. 4 free transfers doing Salah, Ekdal, Reinders, Tasaka, Timber and Sarr. Or Minte. Minte. I prefer Sarr. Start Dubravka or Donnarumma. Probably Donnarumma. It's Misak with a silent M. Okay. I'm proud of your Saboslai. Yeah, I mean, that took a while. It's just the E at the end. Saboslai. Wait, hang on. Oh, now Saboslai. Oh, no, Saboslai. Okay. So how? Oh, I don't know. I don't think. Is that not acceptable? I think if something's acceptable, just leave me off. Otherwise, I'll get confused. How do I pronounce Mazraoui? Like that. Mazraoui, I think. With the Gabriel news, swap to the bench for Sarr. No, I would just play Gabriel. It's very unlikely that Gabriel will be on the bench and come on for a cameo. I think he either starts or just not in the squad at all. Will Salah start? Salah, Guiu to Bruno, Voltemada. Salah will start, yeah. I don't mind those moves. Is Salah captain versus Brentford worth it, or do I sell him? It's okay if you want to go different to Haaland. Don't mind it. Apologies if these have been asked already. 2 quick ones. Would you start Donnarumma or Dubravka? Donnarumma. Would you start Reinders or Byrne? Probably Reinders, I think. Who cares as long as we know who you're talking about? Well, it's nice to get the names proper, right? Doherty pronunciation was acceptable. A little bit too much emphasis on the H. Doherty. Maybe it is Doherty then. With no Isaac, Salah will definitely start. I mean, Salah was probably going to start anyway, to be honest. Reece James in place of Van Dijk. I personally wouldn't sell Van Dijk, but I guess yes if you want to go for a Chelsea player. Bench boost with Dubravka, Estev, Rodon, Calvert-Lewin. Yes, definitely. Oh, with Gabriel, maybe not so much then. And Tosin, probably not. Am I going to the Galway game? No, unfortunately not. I'm going to have some nice chicken fried rice, homemade. It's like pronouncing Worcestershire sauce as opposed to literally saying the letters in there. Worcestershire. It is Worcestershire, right? Have I got that wrong as well? Do you think Arsenal will keep a clean sheet? I think they've got a very good chance. Bench Sarr and Reinders to start Munoz and Estev. I would start Sarr over Munoz and Reinders over Munoz and Estev, I think. Punt on either João Pedro, Saka, Gordon, or Semenyo for captain. I would probably go Saka out of those if you're not going Haaland. Should I start Munoz or Goodmanson? I would probably go Goodmanson, I think. You better pray Kvaradonna never goes to the Premier League. Isn't it just Kvaratskhelia? I think... Hang on. I don't think I've got it spot on, but again, I think I've got it acceptable enough. Kvaratskhelia. Close-ish, maybe. What am I leaning towards doing? Rolling, I think. I don't want to cut myself off from getting Mateta next week, basically. That's it. Saka not pictured in training. Yeah, I still think he probably starts, though. Arsenal 44 to 49% for a clean sheet. Big that. When is the latest week you should wildcard? Game week 19, because that's when you've got to use it by. A lot of people are going to use it in 12 or 13. What if Mateta gets injured? Then I just won't buy him, probably. Rangers to enjoy from -4. Don't think so. Let me just clear my throat. I don't know how people stream. Like, maybe you. Oh, hang on. My throat's going. Maybe people just get used to it, but I don't know how people stream like 8 hours a day and just constantly talk. I don't think I would be able to cope with it. Like, I did a Football Manager stream earlier. Now I'm doing this. My voice can't cope. I feel you, but I also cut myself out of Mateta next week by going Watkins to Krupi and Reinders to Saka could sell Yorkresh next week. Yeah, but that's fine because Yorkresh is okay. Whereas I would have Evan Nilsson, right? Why not Semenyo captain? Because I own Haaland already. Start Krupi or Caicedo. Oof. I'd be tempted to go Krupi, I think. It's pronunciation, not pronunciation. Yeah, whatever. I still have Salah. What's the best change that we had made? Saka, probably. Why is Haaland in red in the captain screen? It's just how it's reading the fixtures. It's like automated. That's not the colour that I would use, but... do we think Juice starts after his benching last week? I'd be very surprised if he doesn't. He actually wasn't that great when he came on, but I think overall they are a better team with him in it. Evan Nielsen out for 3 weeks. According to who? Do you know his barber, by any chance? Ooh. Minte in for Reinders this week or next week? Probably next week. Is Rodon nailed on to be a replacement for Livramento? I'm not sure what you mean by nailed on to be a replacement, but he's a good replacement, yeah? Do I like this move? Reinders and Anderson to Timber and Xhaka plus bench boost. Xhaka against Chelsea, well, I guess it's okay to get it out of the way. Oh, no. I don't think I would use 2 transfers to get Xhaka just to sell him with 2 transfers next week just to bench boost. I'm not sure I like that. I'm not going to get my hair cut until Evan Nielsen gets benched 5 game weeks in a row. That could be a while. Start 2 of Gordon, Minter, and Reinders. Gordon and probably Minter. Minte. FPL G23, who has Leeds info, just tweeted there could be changes in the lineup to annoy FPL players. Maybe Stack, possibly. Would you play Minte over Caicedo? It is Sunderland. I think I'd probably play Caicedo, I think. Would you transfer Reinders or Rodgers to Enzo? I don't even know what Rodgers' fixtures are, to be honest. Feels like it's so long since I looked at a Villa player. I mean, it cannot be long now. Oh, hang on. It can't be long until Rodgers is next to take a bloody penalty because no one for a Villa can score. I mean, Villa's fixtures are actually okay from game week 11, kind of when Reinders' fixtures start to get okay-ish. But his are maybe more 13. Honestly, I'd probably sell Rodgers before Reinders just because of the price, but I do think Rodgers is the better longer-term pick. I noticed you say transfer is funny too. That's just old West Country accent, I think. That's all. Would you move your vice captain from Saka to Semenyo? I guess if you want to play it ultra safe, but again, Saka's probably fine and Haaland will definitely start, so. I mean, I guess Haaland could get injured making a YouTube video, but he'll probably be fine. Haaland has not scored versus Villa in ages. Is this Haaland's 3rd or 4th season? 3rd or 4th? 4th. Yeah, fair enough. I don't like FPL when the captain is super obvious. There's always stages where that happens pretty much every season. Like, it's not great, but I don't mind it too much. I own Gabriel, 25 months by the way. I own Gabriel Rice, benches Guiu, De Kuiper, okay to roll. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, De Kuiper, I'm not, to be honest, I'd have to look it up. I don't even know if he's been playing recently. De Kuiper. No. I mean, Guiu is fine. Like if you're playing a back 4 especially, then Guiu will come on for Gabriel. you're probably okay just to roll. Would you start Sarah or Paquetá? Probably Paquetá. It's good that the captain becomes irrelevant. Good players' picks become more relevant. Yeah, some people do view it that way. But I don't know. It's kind of nice when you've got another decision to make. But I don't mind it. Honestly, whatever. I'll captain Haaland again next week. Job done. In fact, I'll probably just captain Haaland like most weeks I own him. Maybe Saka in game week 12, but I don't know. Might not even own Saka. Am I playing free hit? You would think this is a free hit team because it looks pretty good, but no, this is just my team and I'm not playing a free hit. Xhaka or Goodmanson? I'd probably play Goodmanson, I think. Should do captain has to change every week. That would be more fun. No, I don't. I hate those kind of suggestions, to be honest. Because you can easily get screwed over, right? Like, let's say Haaland's got Sunderland at home followed by Burnley at home. And you're like, do you know what? I'm not going to captain Haaland next week because I want him next week for Burnley. And then he gets injured before Burnley. That means you've missed Burnley and Sunderland. It just kind of sucks, I think. Haaland hasn't scored in 6 matches against Villa. Oof. Maybe he's due. Using 4 free transfers for bench boost. Reinders, Foden, Richarlison and Van der Ven out for Enzo, Gakpo, Calvert-Lewin and Chalobah. Do I approve? I mean, Richarlison sucks. The other moves are okay. So, yeah. I mean, Gakpo, I guess you can't 100% guarantee will start, but he probably will. If you had Salah, would I captain him? I suspect I would just go Haaland for safety. Play 2 of Munoz, Sarr, Reinders, Kroupy. Kroupy and Reinders, I think. Is Semenyo a good differential captain this week versus Sean Dyche manager bounce? He's fine, but like if Kluivert's on the pitch, he's probably on penalties. Not a guarantee, but probably. I would just go. So I just wouldn't captain Semenyo. I don't think he's fine, but nothing more than that. What do I think of Achimpong? I just think he's too risky. I don't think the minutes are guaranteed. 3 free transfers. I have Harden and Mateta. Who's the best Evan Nilsson replacement? João Pedro this week, probably, or Voltemada. Defenses: Van Dijk, Munoz, Richards, Senesi, Cash. Plan was Cash to Gabriel. Thoughts: just don't make the move. Yeah, just leave it till next week. I think the rest of your defense is okay, right? Van Dijk and Senesi is fine. Munoz, if you had to play him, it's okay. Gabriel will likely play, yay or nay. Probably more likely to play than not, but I don't think it's a guarantee. Doon, 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 doon. I need to change the music. Wasn't Arsenal's no pictures of him in training a guarantee start? Yeah, kind of, but I do think Arteta's changed in terms of the information he gives in press conferences, so maybe he's changed with training photos. But the fact that Gabriel, Saka and Rice are all missing does make me doubt it a little bit. But I mean, you can go around in circles with these things, right? He's probably fine. He's probably fine. Sell Gabriel to a different Arsenal defender for a mine. No, I don't know. Or roll with Agbadou Cash to come in. No, I'd probably roll. No bias. Bench 1. Paquetá, Goodmanson, Foden, Porro. Probably Porro just about. Worth using an extra free transfer to get Enzo over Sarr. Probably not, because Sarr's good next week. I would say. Transfer Bruno and Guillou out last Friday and almost certainly will have both on my wildcard in the coming weeks. Nice. Start Reinders or Sarr. Reinders probably just about. Less than half an hour to go, by the way. Let's hope we get some early team news that Paquetá starts. Start Yorkresh or sell for Ekitike or Voltemada. Just start Yorkresh, I think. Delap back makes... Delap's not back yet. He might feature midweek. So I don't think it means sell João Pedro, to be honest. And also, it's probably just Guillou that misses out. Anyway. 500,000 transfer Salah out. Am I surprised? Not really. Late panic on the team, wildcard potentially incoming. Oof, you'd want to hurry up with that. Sell Foden or roll? Depends who you can sell him to be honest. Like if it's Foden to Semenyo, I don't mind that. Foden to Enzo's okay. But I suspect that Foden will just play. Missing in training photos, almost as though players with heavy load recently have lighter training. Jesus, people just assume injury if not pictured. I don't think people are assuming he's injured. I think they're just expressing there could be a doubt there. That's about it. But as most of us have said now, he's probably fine. And yeah, maybe he did just have a day off because they're managing him. Could have happened. I mean, Rice had an issue with his back, right? Recently-ish. Saka's, he's been back from injury a little while now, but there's no Madueke, so he's not been rested as much. Yeah, it could have just been a day off. It could have just had a day off. Or be doing some separate light work. Who knows? So Enzo with Guiu or the lap should be moving back besides Caicedo. Yeah, but like he'll still get forward. He's not going to play as like a 6. He's going to be more like an 8 or a 10 alongside João Pedro, and Caicedo will just do all the dirty work. I don't think it makes Enzo a bad pick because the lap might be back soon. But Enzo's also not essential, obviously. Reinders or Paquetá. To play, I'd play Paquetá over Reinders. Just minutes and penalties, I think. Start Reinders or Jaden Anthony. Jaden Anthony's got Wolves, right? I'd start Jaden Anthony, I think. I would definitely captain Harden over João Pedro. I forgot about FPL. Your YouTube saved me. Nice. Is Dubravka not a more secure choice for clean sheet than Raya? Well, think about what you're saying. I know the fixture is easier for Burnley, but basically you've got a keeper from the worst team in the league or a keeper from the best team in the league. And the best team in the league keeper's playing at home. So, not really. I don't expect Burnley to keep clean sheets in most games, to be honest. Start 2, Reinders, Van Dijk, Calafiori. Probably the 2 defenders. Yeah, probably the 2 defenders. Would you start Porro or Chalobah? Chalobah, I think. Just Sunderland at home. Start top midfield picks under 7.8. I've got Gakpo, Caicedo, Kudus, Semenyo. I'd probably buy Enzo this week. As bad as West Ham have been recently, I've got a gut feeling that Bowen goes big. Yeah, I always try and be careful about like a complete overreaction. If I was basing it on the Brentford game, I'd say West Ham are 100% getting relegated, and I should sell Paquetá straight away. They were that bad. They were so terrible in that game. The chances are they do get a little bit better tonight, but they're probably still going to be in a relegation fight come the end of the season. Unfortunately, if you're a West Ham fan. Do you think Arsenal's clean sheets chance is lower with Gabriel out, or is the team system strong enough? Yeah, I mean, maybe it goes down like a minor bit because Gabriel's really good. But I said it earlier. I just think the way Arsenal defend is as a team, right? That's part of the reason they're so good, out of possession, etc. So I don't think it necessarily has like a massive effect. Like it wouldn't make me think I've got a bench Raya. You know, like not even close to that. Why is nobody considering Achimpong? It's just minutes. Like Tosin and Chalobah could play at any point, right? I know he's only 3.9. And like it might be the case that if he's benched, he doesn't come on, but I don't know. I think I'd rather just get a playing cheap defender like Leeds or something. Like Achimpong probably starts this week. It's just whether you can keep guaranteeing it. Like it could easily be Tosin and Chalobah. Like every week you're going to be wondering, does he start? Does he start? Does he start? And even for 3.9 million, I just couldn't be bothered with that. I don't think. Sarin for Doku or bench Doku and play Reinders. Yeah, probably play Reinders and get Sar next week, I think. Postpone a bench boost if you have Gabriel. I think I probably would in most cases. Well, yesterday Arsenal had 44% clean sheet odds. Now they have 46. Nice. Yeah, I mean, Arsenal are pretty good. Play Paquetá or Goodmanson. Oh, honestly, it should probably be Goodmanson, but I would play Paquetá. Achimpong is the best Chelsea defender who's on the pitch. I mean, that might be true. Doesn't mean he's definitely going to start. Spag bowl or lasagna. Ooh. I do like the cheesy top on a lasagna, you know. So I probably have to say that. Obviously, you could just put cheese in spag bowl, I guess, but it's not the same. Start Stack or Reinders. Well, yeah, I mean, if Reinders gets benched, of course you'd prefer Stat, but I think Reinders will start. Someone here said there would be an annoying surprise day. Could it be Stat? I guess it could be. Like, that would be pretty annoying. I can't imagine it's Calvert-Lewin. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like Rodon not playing. I doubt it. Chelsea now 48% chance of a clean sheet. They haven't seen Sanchez. I mean, Chelsea one of the better teams in the league, right? It's a home game against Sunderland. Probably going to be in a relegation scrap. Probably. Eventually. Would you start Vicario or Dubravka? Probably Vicario. Even though Dewsbury Hall's definitely going to score. Just hit the 999 into 1,000 likes for you. Thanks very much. Make sure to give the stream a like if you are enjoying it. Hit that subscribe button if you're watching and you haven't done so already. Why not? It takes 2 seconds. Anderson van der Ven in defence suggests 2 replacements. Timber and Calafori. Keane if you need to go cheaper. Best midfielder below 5.7 going forward. Calvert-Lewin. Or you just go really cheap like Krupi or Guiu. Start Sarah Reinders, I think. It's funny, like Reinders, Saturday last week I was thinking I've got to sell him. Now I'm like starting him over Sarr. I do think he'll play. It's going to be really, really annoying if he's benched though. Where am I streaming the new Football Manager? Over on Twitch, but like there is a chance I just don't ever stream it again because that's the kind of guy I am with games. I've got Richarlison and I have 3,200,000 to spare in the bank. I also have 2 free transfers. Do you recommend anyone good for Richarlison replacement? I mean, Mateta and just have him ready for next week. Voltemada or João Pedro. Do I ever get bored of FPL? Not really, to be honest. Who to start, Reinders or Dewsbury Hall? I think I would go Dewsbury Hall. Guy super chatted asking for midfielders. Oh, going forward. 5.7. Sorry. Xhaka probably. Just go really cheap. Or try and find the money for Minte. But he is more expensive. Favourite Halloween movie / show? I don't really watch them, to be honest. I'm not a scary movie kind of guy. Surely Crystal Palace wipe out the clean sheet. Yeah, they could do. Starting Jai or Krupi Jr. There's no way you're benching Jai. Surely. Should start playing GeoGuessr? No, probably not. Start Sarr or Dewsbury Hall? Dewsbury Hall, I think. Just about, maybe. Yeah, probably. Is Longstaff any good? It's not bad. I would just get Xhaka though, I think. Should I sell Reinders or Foden for Enzo? I'd be tempted to sell Foden to free the money up. It depends whether you need that money. Mateta or Anthony, who to start? Oh my God. I'm going to say Anthony and hope for the best. Wildcard 12, Guy or Krupi in. See, Guy might drop in price, but I would just take that 0.2 million saving, I think. Florentino, 5 million with 15 Defcons per 90. Yeah, not a bad shout as an addition, like an alternative to Xhaka. Fancy a West Ham win today? Not really, but I hope that happens. I think the hope for West Ham to win is that Leeds do sometimes find it difficult to score. But we'll see. We'll see. Play Reinders or Van der Ven? Reinders. Who would you suggest selling Rodgers to? Also transplants. I'm probably going to roll from my own team. Rodgers to Enzo, I guess. Bench boost with Gabriel, Richards, Dubravka and Sarr. I probably wouldn't bench boost with Gabriel. I don't think it's annoying because if he starts, a lot of you got such good benches, but that's to be summed out there. In between Gay, Zubamendi, and Tavernier. I wouldn't go Zubamendi. I wouldn't block an Arsenal spot with him. Tavernier is okay-ish, I guess. The minutes aren't like 100% there. I would just go down to Xhaka, I think, or Florentina, like someone else said. Dominic, upgraded. Thank you. Do you like Keane as a 4.5 option? Yes, definitely. I feel maybe I should be making a move. Maybe I should be making a move this week. I think I'm rolling. I think I'm setting up for a roll. The problem is, like, let's say next week I want to do Evan Nilsson to Mateta, which I think I do want to do. Then I've only got 0.1 million. There's not really much else I can do right now. It's part of the reason I want to do the Yorkeresh to Saka switch, because that will let me get in like Giu or Krupi or someone like that. And then that frees up the cash. But only a little bit of cash to go and get like Paquetá to Minte. I'm really stuck until I start downgrading some players. No, I know I can do that next week. I'm just trying to point out why I can't make any other moves this week. There's nothing I can really do apart from like Anderson to Goodmanson or Lacroix to Keane or something like that. But like if I do Lacroix to Keane, I can't do Reinders to Enzo this week because it blocks Mateta. And chances are, by the time I go and get Mateta, it'll be 7.7, so I'll actually have nothing in the bank. It's like, do I get Enzo? If I get Enzo this week, I basically am not getting Mateta unless Yorkeresh gets injured. And I guess, I don't know, I guess Mateta's not essential, but it does seem nice to just get him in and leave him in. Your problem is always Fernandes. Hold Yorkeresh until the international break, then consider. Yeah, I don't really see him as a problem, you know? I mean, look how many questions I'm getting about what should I do with Richarlison, what should I do with Xavi, blah, blah, blah. All these players that people aren't sure about. Fernandes is going to start. He's going to play 90 minutes probably. He's on penalties. Good fixture, good stats, good defcons. Is he a problem? Not really. He's a problem for everyone else, it seems, but for me, not really. Are we certain Salah starts? Yes, and Gio as well. Not as certain, but I think he will. Tarkovsky to Goodmanson and Reinders to Enzo. That goes down as a don't hate it. Bench 2, Kudus, Njai, Reinders, Poro, Rodon. I would play Njai, Reinders, and I would bench the 2 defenders. Griffith, 25 months. 2 free transfers. Salah and Alderete to Timber, and any midfielder got Saka, Stack, Reinders, Semenyo. Bruno, probably. Who scores more this week, Krupi or Giu? Krupi. Thoughts on my team going forward? What would you change? Pope, Gabriel, Timber, Senesi, Achimpong, Saka, Semenyo, Enzo. I'd change Kudus to probably Njai or Sarr next week, probably. Haaland, Voldemar are good. Dubravka, Mateta, Sarr. You've got Sarr, so probably Njai. Vardio, Reinders, Calafiori to Enzo, Gabriel, Mukiele. It seems bad to buy Gabriel now. Just get Calafiori and not Gabriel, right? Just do the other 2. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I wouldn't do Calafiori to Gabriel. Yeah, just do the other 2 if you want. Mitoma or Reinders to Enzo. I mean, Mitoma's still a doubt this week, so probably him. Who to sell to buy Enzo? Njai, Reinders, Bruno, or Stack? Stack if you can afford it. Should I sell Ryan Yates? I fancy Sadiki for yellow card. I don't know. I can't help you with that one, I'm afraid. I don't know. Andrew, new member, thank you. JC is playing anti-FPL, by the way. Am I going to make myself look like an idiot when I say I don't even know who Sadiki is? Sunderland midfielder. I mean, there is some 3-pointers in there, but it is Chelsea away, so you might be okay. You might be okay. They've got to play though, haven't they? Yeah, I guess the clean sheet's not going to happen, so maybe a yellow card, yeah. Situation with Gabriel is apparently a doubt. What's anti-FPL? You basically got to try and get the lowest score possible over a season, but there's rules. I think your player has to play, otherwise you get penalised. Basically. So you've got to pick someone that's going to get at least some minutes. I think the ideal situation is to buy someone that will come off the bench for a 1-pointer. I don't know if there's any other rules. I've never played. JC will probably be able to tell you. Bruno to Sarr to fund Anderson to Timber. No, I kind of hate that, especially this week because of Sarr's fixture. When you solve so many questions in a row, do you practice this before streaming? No, I've just done it a lot now. Mo, 10 months. Which do you think I should play, Dubravka or Pope? And should I keep Foden or replace him with Enzo or Gakpo? I wouldn't do Foden to Gakpo. Foden to Enzo, maybe, especially if you need money. But I think it's okay to keep Foden one more week. I think he'll start. What do I think of the Newcastle attack? Pretty good. Yeah, Voltamano, a good pick. Gordon's a good pick too. Anti-FPL is definitely a thing. It's been going for years. Hypothetically, if you own Salah, would you consider captain? Yeah. I'd probably still go Haaland. It's really warm in there. I should probably just take the jumper off, but I'm going to instead turn the fan on. It would definitely be more environmentally friendly if I just took the jumper off. But I think I need the fan anyway. How many free transfers can I stack? 5. Max. Gabriel on bench boost. Ideally not, I would say. You don't want any major doubts. I mean, people bench boost recently with Alderete, I think it was, who was yellow flag, but it seemed quite likely that he would play. I have Raya in goal. Do you think I should bench Gabriel and play Goodmanson? No. If you've got Gabriel, just play him. You can stack 5 free transfers now. Yes, you've been able to do it since last season. Is this your channel? No, it's someone else's. He might answer this one. He might not. That is true, yeah. I might not. Should I use the triple captain chip? Probably not this week. I mean, you should use it in general at some point, yes, but probably not this week. There will be better fixtures, in my opinion. Yeah, Achimpong I've got no interest in because of minutes, but if you want to punt it because of the cost, go for it. Long-term tips. Stay hydrated. Go for a walk outside. Being a West Ham fan is hard right now. Yeah, I can imagine. Play Watkins or Dewsbury Hall? Probably Watkins, right? And Porro or Juve? Probably Porro. Start Van der Ven or Goodmanson. I think Leeds defenders are really good this week. I'm hoping they're terrible. I hope Paquetá wipes out your clean sheet in the first minute. But I don't have high hopes of that happening. In fact, I'm already not looking forward to this evening because I'm going to spend my time watching West Ham play football. And what a terrible use of time that is. But hopefully they're better. Hopefully they're better today. Bench 2, Isidore, Esteve, Van der Ven, Foster, Reinders. Foster and Esteve, I guess. Like Foster's not guaranteed to start, I don't think. So Isidore, Van der Ven, and Reinders probably. I have to play Reinders. Dewsbury Hall plays versus my defender. Yeah, in that case you could play Reinders, I suppose. When do we get the next wildcard? Game week 20. Will we ever accumulate 5 free chances? To be honest, like getting to 5 free chances is not that big of a deal. Like the chances of you building all the way up to 5 without being able to make an upgrade before that is not that likely. Like getting to 3 or 4 is quite nice, but at that point you're probably better off using them rather than saving. But if your team's that perfect, then yeah, get to 5. I've never got. Obviously, I only came in last year. I've never got to 5. I've got to 4 twice last season. This season, the max I've got to is 2. If I roll this week, then I'm up to 3 next week. But it's not like it's some competition to be able to roll the most transfers. You know, I suspect on Sunday I'll wish I used my 2 free transfers. I'm just not 100% sure exactly where I want to go. So hopefully I'll get to 3 next week. I'll do Evan Nielsen to Mateta. And if there's nothing else to do, I'll just roll to 3 the week after. Should play wildcard so 5 frees not wasted in 15. Well, I do think for some people they're going to get to game week 15 with not much to do, and have multiple transfers they've got to use. And I was thinking about this, right? You want to use those transfers because it seems weird to waste them, but you can't necessarily take a 1 week punt because you don't necessarily want to use all the transfers you get in 16 straight away. You want to carry some of them forward for like blanks and doubles and stuff like that. So it's going to be a weird situation. Like you might even get to a point where you're transferring a player out in 15 who's better than the player you're bringing in, but the player you're bringing in is better long term. It also might just be that we get to 15. There's so many issues. You've got transfers that are all good, but yeah. I agree, but I hope one day I'm able to accumulate 5. It's like a mini wildcard. Yeah, of course. It's nice if you can get to 5, but most people, it's probably better for them to not get to 5 because they've made good use of their transfers beforehand. I do like, though, and I think this happened a couple of times for me last year, I like when you get to like 3 or 4 and you use like 1 or 2 of them. So it'd be quite nice next week if I can just get away with doing Evan Nielsen to Mateta and roll another 2. So I've got 3 the week after. I quite like doing that where you've always got a couple in hand. But again, if you need to use them, you need to use them. There'll be people using all 4 or all 5 this week, and it makes sense. Why do you prefer Njai Kudus, home fixture plus penalties? The latter does not have awesome fixtures. The fixtures are actually pretty bad after this week. I think Haaland, Mateta, and Voltemano is the best striking 3. If you can afford it, yeah, probably. Although João Pedro is good this week. Yeah, Achimpong, why are people not seeing the value? Because he's not guaranteed to start. Like, he might not start this week. Foden and Anderson to Enzo and Timber. Like that, yeah. 5 free transfers. Here we go. Gabriel, Anderson, Njai, King, and Yorkeresh out for Timber, Reece James, Longstaff, Saka, and Guy. I don't like it, to be honest. Like, selling Njai feels a bit rubbish. Getting Saka's okay. Gabriel's a doubt. I get that. Honestly... Okay, what's King? Yeah, I don't mind some of those moves. I'm not really sure what I would do instead. I don't know if I've got time to compute that. But I feel like I would sell Gabriel to Timber, fine, because you got 5 free transfers. And then I guess maybe Yorkeresh and King to Saka and Guiu. Yeah, and then maybe switch Timber back to Gabriel next week. But if that's Anderson, defender Anderson, you've got to sell him. It's the Njai selling and the getting Longstaff that I don't think I like. But I guess it's okay, yeah. I guess it's okay. Play Sarr, Richards, Rodon. Probably Rodon, then Sarr, then Richards, I think. Although I would probably play Sarr over the defender. So Sarr, Rodon, Richards. Less than 7 minutes to go, by the way. The time for the deadline is wrong. It's not wrong. Less than 7 minutes to go. What player has been the biggest disappointment so far? For me, Evan Nielsen, I think. Sell Foden for Enzo. Probably. Although I still think Foden's okay this week, but probably. It's a good entry point for Enzo. Penalties. He's still going to get forward even if he's playing like as a number 8 instead of a 10, etc. Got 4 free transfers. Pope, Dubravka, Gabriel, Senesi, Harden. What moves would you make? Would you make any moves? I mean, you're going to have to tell me what moves you're thinking about, honestly. I don't know what your future plans are and stuff like that, but I will say that team looks pretty good. The defense is maybe a bit of an issue. I don't know what your bench is, though. Like having to play 2 Palace defenders this week and Gabriel's a doubt, that does seem a little bit worrying. So maybe you could improve your defense, but I don't know what your bench is. You already have João Pedro. That's fine, though. Gordon to Enzo. I keep Gordon, I think, on pens. Enzo or João Pedro for a 1 week punt, is it even worth it, or would you just get Sarr next week? I do prefer Sarr from 10, but I do think it's a nice entry point for Enzo, so I'll go Enzo. Do I think Cobby will start instead of Casemiro against Brighton? Probably not. I think Mainu's only going to start if Fernandes is not fit, and that never happens, really. You're starting Gabriel. Yeah, why would I not start Gabriel? It's very unlikely he's on the bench and comes on. He'll either start or just be out of the squad. Rodon or Estev. Rodon by a mile. Would you take a hit to do Anderson to Rice? No. Would you bench boost even with Gabriel doubts? I'd prefer not to. Reinders to Rice. It's fine, yeah, but I think there's 3 better Arsenal players. So I don't think you can buy Gabriel now. I think you've got to leave it, unfortunately. Right, I'm going to double check my team to make sure it's all in order. And make sure my 2 transfers are locked in. Haaland captain, Bruno Vice, 2 transfers done. Yeah, looks nice. Looks nice. Start Van de Ven over Reinders? Probably not, no. Is Enzo still good once Palmer is back? He's less good. He's not, like, he wouldn't become must sell, but you wouldn't be buying him, I don't think. Calvert-Lewin or Mateta? This week, Calvert-Lewin, I think. Who is the best 5 million midfielder for the next 5 to 6 game weeks? Probably Xhaka. Last question. Josh Achimpong, yes or no? No. I haven't made any transfers. I was just winding you up. I do sometimes, like, just so I don't mess with the stream, I do sometimes check my team on another, like, tab. But I haven't made any transfers. Just winding you up. Yeah, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll, and God, I don't know why I feel okay about it right now. Probably because it's Friday night. In fact, loads of the games are on Sunday, aren't they? I guess that's a good thing because it means I won't know my fate for FPL this week until Sunday. What back? Hard. See, no Chelsea. Horrible. No Chelsea is horrible. What other game am I worried about? Whether Gabriel plays, and obviously Gyökeres versus Saka. And then Reinders, I guess, for Man City. Yeah, I guess it's not that bad of a weekend. No, Dewsbury Hall, last game. I get to watch Dewsbury Hall before I stream on Sunday. Nice. I'm glad you're rolling. I'm rolling with a similarly meh team this week, but nothing looks great. I know, like, I honestly, part of it is just indecision, right? I said this on Twitter earlier. I think it's okay to keep Gyökeres. I really do. I think he's fine, right? I think people are overreacting if they think he's must sell. So really, that tells me I should just spend the money instead of worrying about getting Saka. But the problem is, as much as I don't mind Gyökeres being, like, kept in my team, I also don't want to block the Saka move. In which case, I can't go and buy Enzo because that blocks me from doing Gyökeres to Saka without, like, additional moves. So I'm in a bit of limbo. I've just got so many players I don't want to sell. I'm almost pushed into making certain moves. And I think I really want Mateta next week. There's no better feeling than when you roll and it works out well. That has crossed my mind. If I could get through this week with a green arrow and 3 free transfers, I would absolutely take that, especially if Enzo blanks. Because he's the one that I'm really looking at, I think. I do like Njai as well, but I think if I was buying, I'd go Enzo. Excuse me. So I think I just want Mateta. I think I'm kind of... I'm not going to like it next week if I go through to next week and I don't have Mateta. I mean, if Enzo gets 10 plus points this week, then that's probably the move, right? And I just don't get Mateta next week. But without that hindsight, I think I prefer to get Mateta. Caicedo, Tarkowski to Enzo, Richards and play Rodon. Yes, don't mind that, yeah. Calvert-Lewin or Mateta did that. Someone said I missed a super chat, but I'm not sure which one it was. I think it's that one I just read out. Oh, now the chat's broken. I would avoid any more super chats now. It's less than a minute. No Chelsea players is brave. It is. I could do Evan Nielsen to João Pedro, then João Pedro to Mateta next week. Could I do that quickly? I'd still have 2 free transfers next week, then I can get Mateta. No, I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll. Even though that is super tempting just to get João Pedro. No, I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll. João Pedro, then get Mateta. This is where my head... It's too late now. It's too late. This is why my head is fried, because there is a chance I get to 11-12 and I've got multiple chances and nothing to do. And so going João Pedro then to Mateta is definitely an option. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to leave it, I think. I've only got 10 seconds now. Thoughts on Dewsbury Hall dropping in value? Whatever. I don't care now. It's too late. It's too late. I'm rolling. This is going to go so bad. This is going to go so bad. It's done. It's done. When in your FPL life you had nothing to do. Yeah, but it could get like that though, honestly. Well, I'm definitely doing Evan Nielsen to Mateta next week. Do not let me talk myself out of that unless Mateta gets injured. Your team ego is high. I don't know what that means. Are you an East Devon Bay? No. Don't know what that means either, really. We're locked in, by the way. Make sure to give the stream a like and hit that subscribe button before you run off. I did roll, yeah. Honestly, I've spent so much time looking at different moves this week. I hate myself. The amount of time I've spent looking at moves only to roll. And the thing is, I knew that at the start of the week that I was going to do that. I knew that I was going to spend loads of time looking at moves and I was just going to roll. It means if you think you will have nothing to do, you believe your team will be the best. Yeah, okay. I just think I've looked at plans. And like, there's just not many players in my team I feel like I need to move, right? Gabriel, Van Dijk, Sané. My whole defence is fine as long as they can stay fit. But Bruno's good, Semenyo's good, Haaland's good. So it's really just Reinders, Paquetá, and Gyökeres. And Gyökeres, Reinders to Saka, Guiu, and then Paquetá to Minter, then I'm done. Now, obviously, it won't work out like that. There'll be injuries and stuff. But if it does work out, I am going to be rolling transfers. Yeah, no, I get that, right? I'm not saying I will 100% not have anything to do. I'm just pointing out, like, if Gyökeres is fine and I don't need to get Saka, that's transfers I don't need to use, you know? We don't know when Havertz is going to be back, etc. Paquetá in your team is ugly. Yeah, but at least I got someone to watch tonight. If you enjoyed that, make sure to give it a like and hit that subscribe button. I'm off. Good luck this weekend. And I will see you on Sunday for the knee-jerk stream. There's no Monday Night Football this week, so all games will be done by the time I stream. Fingers crossed it's a green arrow with a roll, because I think this roll is dodgy. That's why I don't think... Yeah, I'm going to say that now before the game start. I don't think rolling was bad, but I think it's dodgy and could become bad and look really bad in hindsight. So we'll see. We'll see. Catch you later on. Good luck. Enjoy your weekend. See you on Sunday.